Good morning, everyone. Isn't it wonderful that I'm actually standing outside without a coat on? Yep, it is in the 50s here. It is beautiful. And even though it's very cloudy, it is just very nice to be able to stand outside and actually be able to stand on my patio. Yeah, because I haven't even seen my patio for a long time. But anyways, I hope you will want to join me for a little bit of my day, and I'll talk to all of you in just a little while. Today I thought it would be nice if we could make some imitation mounds bars. It's very easy. We only need 4 ingredients. We need 3 cups of unsweetened coconut flakes. We need 1 cup of chocolate chips, or if you wanted some other type of chocolate that you wanted to melt, that would work fine. 1/4 cup of maple syrup and 1 cup of coconut oil that's been melted. So anyways, all we're going to do is, oh, and I'm sorry, you need to line an 8x8 pan with parchment paper. You really do need the parchment paper. And all we're going to do is put this into our coconut and add the maple syrup, and we're just going to mix it very well. And this was just 1/4 cup of our maple syrup. When this is mixed up very well, we're going to put it into our pan, and then we are going to refrigerate it until it's nice and firm. And we need to make sure that maple syrup gets mixed in there really well. But what's going to happen when you put this in the refrigerator is the coconut oil is going to re-harden just about. And that's basically what you're looking for it to be nice and firm. So we're just going to put this into our pan here. Just spread it around a little bit. Get all that goodness out of that bowl there. And just let it re-firm up. And I will bring you back when that is firm, because that is when we're going to melt our chocolate chips and pour over the top. So I'll bring you back in an hour or so when that's all melted, or when that's all hardened. So all I did was melt my chocolate chips, and we are just going to pour this over the top. And we're going to smooth this out. And then again, this is going to have to go into the refrigerator for a little bit more time so that this then can also re-harden up. And I will go ahead and get this smoothed out. And then I can show you what that looks like when it's all done. And you know, I was thinking, if I would have had some almonds, we could have had imitation almond joys, because that's the only difference, is the almonds. Anyways, I'll keep doing this before this gets too hard, and I'll bring you back to show you what that looks like. For our devotion today, we're going to back up a little bit and read Romans chapter 13, verses 12 to 14. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Therefore let us cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light. Let us walk properly as in the day, not in revelry and drunkenness, not not in lewdness and lust, not in strife and envy, but put on the Lord Jesus Christ and make no provision for the flesh to fulfill its lusts. I hope to answer 2 questions today. 1, how do we put on the armor of light? And what is the armor of light? And I think that we will be able to find that answer by reading 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 8, which says, "But since we belong to the day, let us be sober, having put on," and here comes the armor of light, "the breastplate of faith and love, and for a helmet, the hope of salvation." Paul mentions 2 pieces of personal armor, the breastplate and the helmet, and he defines what he means by each. By the breastplate, he means faith and love, and by the helmet, he means the hope of salvation. So the armor of light is faith, hope, and love. Now, going back to today's passage, the meaning becomes clear. We must put off the works of darkness and put on the armor of light. We are to put on faith, hope, and love. You know, in this world, everywhere that we turn, there is a weapon of darkness aimed right at our chest and our head. Our emotions, our will, and our own human reason. And the aim of these worldly weapons is not to scare you. Just the opposite. The aim is to lure you into a fake and entertainment-saturated sleep. And we are being warned here to wake up to the battle that we are in. We must put on the armor of light. We must put on faith, hope, and love. Only these can keep us awake. Now that we've answered what the armor is, let's try to answer how to put the armor on. Faith in what? Hope in what? Love for what? Well, now we can see that there is a parallel between verse 12 of today's passage and verse 14. Verse 12 tells us to put on the armor of light, and verse 14 says to put on the Lord Jesus Christ. The link between them now is faith, hope, and love. So I like to say, put on faith in the Lord Jesus Christ. Put on hope in the Lord Jesus Christ. And put on love for the Lord Jesus Christ. Putting on Christ each day does not mean wearing him is some sort of imposition or an annoyance or a burden. It means wearing him as protection, trusting him, and wearing him as the supplier of all of your future needs. That is, hoping in him and wearing him as your ultimate treasure. That is, loving him. And with that, I want to remind you, life happens. Let's enjoy it. And the armor of light is faith, hope, and love. So put on faith in Jesus, and hope in Jesus, and love for Jesus. That is what it means to put on the Lord Jesus Christ. God bless, and I will talk to you on Monday morning.